As summer winds down, local anglers are starting to prepare for a switch from regular fishing to eventually ice fishing. Of course, the fish themselves go through some changes as well. Newswatch 12's Morgan Johnson has details. Morgan.
Justin, the lakes in northern Wisconsin typically freeze over at the beginning of November. I asked a DNR expert about what it's like for those underwater creatures during that time. A lot is happening underwater while Wisconsin is transitioning from summer to fall to winter. But you don't really see those changes. Though we might be getting out of the water, fish can still thrive in the colder temperatures. DNR Fisheries Supervisor John Kubishik explains exactly how.
These fish have been around for millions of years, so they've had a long time to deal with these annual temperature cycles, of course.
In the fall, the lake's temperature gets closer and closer to freezing. Fish are cold-blooded, meaning their environment's temperature controls their body temperature. How exactly do the fish prepare for the cold weather?
They typically feed heavy in the fall as the temperature drops, and they put on some fat to kind of get them through that winter period.
All Northwoods fish slow way down in the winter. They're still eating and metabolizing, but at a much slower rate. When temperature changes, so does something else.
Oxygen and temperature are really intertwined.
As water temps get colder, there is twice as much capacity to hold oxygen. But once that first layer of ice comes, that's all the oxygen the lake will get until it melts in spring. Some shallow lakes have a dangerously low amount of oxygen to offer to the fish, so much so that some fish don't make it through the season.
We actually have fish that can die during a long or prolonged winter.
So while we're staying warm inside the cold winter months, remember the swimmers are still fighting to survive. We'll be right back with one final look at your forecast, but here's this week's Big Old Fish.
Newswatch